No worries. So as we started out our game, our first game, we our brave adventurers headed down the road into Dagger Rock, and as they came across an opening, they saw some farmers across the stream huddled around a campfire. And as we held the camp, we were warmly welcomed into the camp. Our hardy cleric Nikolai immediately rolled a critical hit and headed toward the lamb leg on the fire. Meanwhile, as we were asking the group about what lay on the road, etc., we were surprised by arrow fire from the bushes. My character, Arteriel, who has a military background, immediately took action and started heading in the direction of the arrow fire from the east, if I remember correctly, while Azadar headed in the other area direction where the arrows came. Meanwhile, my brother Norval swiftly put his rock Bob into action by pulling him out and throwing him to the ground. But for some reason, Bob's movement rate isn't so good, so he could never get close to engage. We couldn't figure it out. But Norval then asked the bushes for help, and the bushes responded by entangling one of the bowmen to the east. Alas, we were set up by the farmers as they began to accost us from behind. Nikolai reluctantly dropped the lamb leg and started to engage one of the now known bandits, starting to deal some damage. We quickly ended the fight and discovered two prisoners. And after some interrogation and some info from the prisoners, it seemed that we encountered a slaving operation, and there were those of magical ilk that were taken away, while others, i.e. the two prisoners that we found, were left to be sold for manual labor. So we decided to bound the three remaining bandits and take them to the Dagger Rock jail. And we were able to make our way into Dagger Rock before dark and gain some info as we walked through the town. Most importantly, the location of Grog's Tavern, which was the objective of our trek to Daggerford Rock. We were going to the town because Arteriel is in search of some healing for his brother Norval, who has been hit over the head as a young boy, and we're trying to regain some of his intelligence, hopefully, over time. We secured lodging, but in the middle of the night we were woken up, and we quickly investigated and found that the stables of Grog's Tavern were on fire, and townsfolk and employees of the tavern were running helter-skelter trying to extinguish the fire. Arteriel quickly took his military training and bearing into effect, organized a water bucket line, and we quickly put the fire out. We were then approached by a large ogre-looking fella in the dark, asking who we were, not necessarily in a angry sort of way, but leery. And upon discussion, we found out that it was Grog, the owner, who thanked us profusely and offers us food and drinks on the house. So we went inside and were seated. And we started to talk to Grog before he left the table, and he gave us some information regarding why we were in Dagger Rock, i.e. Norval's cure, and he gave us some information that there was a magical philosopher's stone that a mage is interested in Saltmarsh. And if we could either find the stone or how the stone was made, this mage might be able to help us in our quest to heal Norval. While we were talking to Grog, some of the party noticed a huge axe over the hearth, which had some writing on it, which we really couldn't read that much. And Azadar actually decided to inquire about it with Grog, and he learned that it was an axe from some fire giants he and the sheriff had battled back in their adventuring days. So we learned that Grog and the sheriff were old adventuring buddies. So we made our way back to the table after that, and unfortunately, all of our food was gone, and Nikolai seemed very content lounging in the corner. So our food gone and our drinks poured out. We decided to leave, headed back to the lodging with the intention of selling some of the loot from the bandits to gain some needed coin. So that's left us with the questions of what will we encounter tonight? Will we get more info on our quest? More importantly, will Bob's movement rate improve?
That's right.
And Norval says we should just ask Acorn and Squirrel because Acorn knows how and what to do on everything. So as we start out, here we are.